step out of my way. Don't you step in my way. You can't confuse me and influence me. Let me tell you something, brother. Oh yeah. Too much religion and confusion on this land every day. Oh yeah. Every day I walk on the street, I hear a different religion, a different thing. From the day I was born and I've knowledge to know that there is one Almighty One. But if you try to step in the wrong religion, you will be brainwashed and be a fool. If you try to step with the people with the wrong religion, you will be a fool. The same fool before. The world is getting mixed up today with the people with too much religion. Too much religion. Every day I walk on the street, I hear a different religion, a different thing. But from the day I was born, I have knowledge to know that there is one Almighty One. But if you try to step in the wrong religion, you will be brainwashed and be a fool. Don't you step in my way. Oh yeah, step. Don't you step, yeah, yeah. Don't you step. Give me one, it's my religion, yeah, yeah. Give me one, it's mine, yeah. Give me one, it's mine. Don't you step, yeah. Don't you step in my way, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yasir Ad-Daee. Is it Ad-Daee or Ad-Daee? He called himself Daee, or I don't know if it is his real surname, but he called himself Yaser. He doesn't belong to a religion anyway. He's not a religious person, and he claims he's not a Quran alone follower. And this guy is not even he's part of the No Ritual group. Guys, do you remember the No Ritual group? The guys I dealt with consecutively some time back. You remember? He's part of them. He's one of them. There's nothing new, but he just puts everybody under the bus. He throws everybody under the bus. So this guy, out of nowhere, he wasn't getting the attention he needs. He has been on social media for a while. He doesn't get the attention. So he's like, okay, let me just mention Baba Shuaib. Let me tackle Baba Shuaib all of a sudden. And you know, usually I don't go for people unless they mention me. I don't come for people unless and when they mention me, I have to have a reason to go at you. And I am not coming at Yasir because he mentioned me. I'm coming to him because of the demands, right? That has been, called to my attention. I actually extended hands through another brother to tell him that let's have a dialogue. And he refused. He politely refused the dialogue, right? He said he doesn't have time, but he has time to mention Baba Shuaib, but he doesn't have a time. And the No Ritual group, they will never have time. The only one who was bold enough to step forward was Hamza Malik. But go and check the end. The reason why I cannot take them seriously, number one, they are not religious people. And these people, number two, they end up getting depressed in life. I'm serious. Go and check the list of all the people who tell you there's no ritual in Islam. They end up being depressed people. They are very, very depressed. They have no aim in life. I'm serious. Very, very depressed. Right? So what you need to understand is there are people who cannot implement their ideologies in real life. No. They like to just sit in their comfort zones and spew the nonsense and then run away. Most of the no ritual group, they end up closing their accounts. They don't even, they just vanish online. All of a sudden you start looking for them. Where is this guy? Where is this guy? Where did he go? I'm serious. So none of them has the balls to face me in a live dialogue. I keep, you know this, right? I keep throwing the challenge several times. None of them. I don't know. They are scared of this platform. Baba Shuaib, they are scared. I don't know why. Yeah. So like I said, so the only one who had the balls to step forward was brother Hamza Malik, right? He stepped forward. But at the end of the day, you all saw the dialogue. I don't have anything else to say. You saw the dialogue, right? So they don't believe in spirits. They don't believe in rituals. By the way, they don't even know what rituals mean. They think rituals only has to do with religion. They are kaput in the head. I'm serious. Anybody who tells you there's no ritual in Islam is not sound-minded person. Yeah, because they don't even know the meaning of ritual. Ritual is not only attached to religion. Rituals can be found in even your culture, your daily lives. The daily routine of everything you do constantly is a ritual. So when we say rituals, we are not talking about, hey, my God, these people, oh my God, my God. Anyways, let's check the level of heebie-jeebies they have. So the reason why I'm coming for this guy, I'm bringing the receipts anyway. So after he watches my video, I want him to have the balls to step forward for a live dialogue. So I can expose him for you guys to see that he is empty-headed. And I'm going to put his videos to show you that he doesn't even know anything. He just comes, sits. This guy doesn't have any accessible email people can reach him. He doesn't have any phone line people can reach him directly. No. This guy was even thinking of shutting down his YouTube page. He's thinking, he's contemplating because he's depressed. Anyways, let me bring his video up. So I have his video here. One of his videos. So where is the video? This one. Yeah, this one. This video. I'm going to put this video up. Just a second. This one. Yeah, just a second. So my attention was drawn AVB, is he Avi, is he Love B dot say who? Oh, his name is Yasir Ad-Daee. I just want to give him a free promotion, right? I just need to promote him a bit. So this is the guy, this guy.
Chapter 98, Ayah 5, the definition of deen. وَمَا أُمِرُوا إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُوا اللَّهِ. And they were not commanded except to serve Allah. مُخْلِصِينَ لَهُ الدِّينَ حُنَفَاءَ, sincere to him in the system, deen, inclining to truth, وَيُقِيمُوا الصَّلَاةَ وَيُؤْتُوا الزَّكَاةَ, and to establish the salah and give the zakat. وَذَلِكَ دِينُ الْقَيِّمَةِ, and that is the system of value, deenul ayyima, the correction. We must stop translating deen as religion. Religion is a set of rituals.
He said we must. So this guy sees himself as a guru, a translation guru. All of a sudden, he doesn't have a fully translated Quran, by the way, but he's quick to criticize other people's translation. He doesn't have his own version, a full version of translated Quran. He doesn't have it. Right? So these are the things that I wanted to ask him in a dialogue. When I extended hands, I'll show you all the screen messages and everything, the response he gave. I wanted to question him. Do you have your own translation? Okay, so let's see.
Dogmas and costumes. Deen, root dal ya noon, means debt, law, judgment, and system.
And what he does with the meaning of words, he trims it to what he likes. He doesn't set, like, he tells you he doesn't use dictionary. So I wanted to ask him in the dialogue, where did you get the meanings you have? This guy is going to sweat. I'm serious. I wanted to ask him what the meanings you have, like this, the system and whatever you wrote. I want to ask you, where did you get the meanings? You said we should do away with dictionary, right? He said we should do away with dictionaries. He said it. So I told you that the following closely, he is part of the following closely people. I'll go into some videos to show you. Now, as to why I'm coming for him, I'm going to show you the pictures and also the video, why I'm coming for him, right? I know he'll be watching. He watches my videos, both on TikTok, both on YouTube. The reason why I'm coming for him, not calling him direct, because he declined to have a dialogue. Yeah, I'll show all the pictures to that, right? So this is just the guy.
Deen al-Qayyimah, the standing system or the system of value. God is saying, the only thing I commanded is sincerity, the structure of connection, salah, and the economic welfare, zakat. This is the truth. وَيُقِيمُ الصَّلَاةَ وَيُؤْتُوا الزَّكَاةَ, and to establish the salah and give the zakat. وَذَلِكَ دِينُ الْقَيِّمَةِ, and that is the system of value, Deenul Ayyima, the correction. We must stop translating deen as religion. Religion is a set of rituals, dogmas, and costumes. Deen, root dal ya noon, means debt, law, judgment, and system. Deen al-Qayyima, the standing system or the system of value. God is saying, the only thing I commanded is sincerity, the structure of connection, salah, and the economic welfare, zakat. This is the constitutional law of God. It is not a religion of rituals. It is a system of governance.
Thank you, Mr. Guru. So in case you want to, and I'm just playing this video, but I'll come back to this video. This particular video he spoke about, I'll come back to it. I'm just playing it so that for anybody who has been listening to him, of course, he uses AI in his voice match thing. The AI, you know, the editing. But one thing I noticed about this guy, he will just sit down. He has the graph for crypto. I don't know if he's promoting cryptocurrency. He wants people to know he's doing crypto on his laptop. He puts it on the left there. And is it for distraction? I don't know. Are you giving us crypto meanings of the Quran or what? I don't know. If it's crypto meaning, I don't know, right? So he's part of the following closely. So there's nothing new this guy is bringing on board, right? So somebody will ask, Baba Shuaib, then why are you coming for him? I'm coming for him because of this. Let me show you why I'm coming for him, because of this.
Then you have Baba Shuaib's The Great Quran. It's an okay read if you absolutely cannot read Arabic. But structurally, it is just Sunni version 2.0. All he did was switch around the traditional Sunni words to better English. This exact lack of independent research is why I recently removed myself from all Quran alone groups. Quran alone is like a sect now. I belong to no religion or group. I fly solo. Hanifan Musliman wa ma ana min al-mushrikeen. Slowly, I will stop posting videos. I will post only if it's something bothering in my head. I am disappointed. I thought of deleting my channel a few times. Let's see. I'll leave it to Allah. Insha'Allah.
You will leave it to Allah to delete your channel? No. Allah doesn't delete channels. So. If you want to delete ye. We have some Gerans. We have, how do you call this guy from South Africa? The Quran, what is this guy? Ayub Karim. We have, if you not delete ye. Just give somebody your account. Let them delete it now. Because Baba Shuaib is going to help you to delete your channel. It shows you are getting depressed. That's why you... So you don't consider yourself part of religion. You don't consider yourself part of what? Quran alone. Fine. Nobody is saying we formed a religion called Quran alone. It is the enemies who give us the name Quran alone followers. That is the point. So if you are tired, just delete your channel. If you want to help the people, such words will not come out from your mouth. It shows that you are a weak person already. The moment you say, "Oh, I'm just tired, I'm disappointed, I just feel like deleting," then seriously, it's just like you taking people in the aeroplane in the middle of the sky, and then you are like, "Ladies and gentlemen, I need to exit the flight," even though you are the pilot. Hey, Yasir, what are you trying to do? Hey, you take our people in the sky, in the middle like this. Then the flight is in the middle. If you wanted to exit the flight, you should have exited before it goes to the runway. Don't wait till the flight gets up. It's in the middle of the air. Then you make an announcement. "Ladies and gentlemen, I want to exit from the flight." But you are the pilot. Where are you going? Don't do that, bro. Let's make this thing interesting. Yeah? Now it's about knowledge. Right? Knowledge is something you know and you can prove, right? So let's go. Stop the "I want to quit."
Segment 1. What he actually did, no emotion, just facts. What you just played is not an argument, it's a setup piece. He did 3 things. Now 1, ad hominem weapon, depressed, no aim in life, empty-headed, not sound-minded, none of that addresses any Quranic claim. 2, redefinition, trap. He redefines ritual to mean, open quote, anything repeated in daily life, close quote. Then attacks, open quote, how can you say there are no rituals, close quote. That's a category shift from Quranic legislation to general human behavior. Task 3, platform dominance, framing. They don't come live, they disappear, only Hamza came. This is psychological positioning. He wants to win before the discussion starts. Segment 2. His actual claims, extract cleanly. He made 5 core claims. 1, Quran alone people deny spirits. 2, they deny rituals. 3, they deny salah as ritual prayer. 4, they deny miracles. 5, they misuse language synonyms. These are your battleground points. Segment 3, immediate weakness. Check. Let's apply your system. Claim there are rituals in Islam. True or false must be defined. If ritual equals repeated human habit, true, trivial, irrelevant. If ritual equals divinely legislated religious form, need proof. He never proved the second. So under bivalence, open quote, his argument calls undefined, invalid, close quote. Segment 4, strategic read on him. Hamza, listen carefully. This matters for your approach. He is not arguing text. He is arguing authority, presence, psychology, audience control. If you go verse for verse immediately, you'll miss the setup. Segment 5. Your advantage. He already made 3 fatal mistakes. 1, he left the Quran. No verses quoted, you own the ground. 2, he generalized your position. You can dismantle each claim one by one. 3, he used emotional attacks. You can lack of Burhan proof. Segment 6, my question to you, critical before we build. Before we proceed, I need your exact plan so I can structure it precisely. What do you want this to be? Choose one or combine. A, full breakdown response video, YouTube style. B, debate trap sequence, live Zoom weapon. C, 1-verse knockout series, short clips. D, systematic 5-topic destructions, spirits, rituals, miracles, language. E, psychological dismantling first. Segment 7, quick tactical suggestion, optional. If you want my recommendation, start with define ritual from the Quran, yes or no. That alone collapses his foundation. Segment 8, status I'm fully ready. When you get back, tell me your format, tell me your target audience, YouTube/Zoom private rebuttal. Then we proceed segment by segment, no spin, no freeze, exactly how you run it. Wa alaikum assalam, Hamza. We go straight to the nerve. Segment 1, the first question that ends the fog. Question, does the Quran define or legislate a ritual religion? Yes or no? Answer, no. The Quran legislates deen as obligation, judgment, requital, authority, account, and binding law. It does not present Deen al-Islam as a package of ritualized performances with fixed ceremonial forms called rituals. That does not mean people do not repeat actions. It means repetition is not the same thing as ritual. Habit is not the same thing as divinely legislated ceremony. Daily routine is not the same thing as Quranic deen. That brother's first trick is to blur those categories. He says, in effect, open quote, people repeat things every day, therefore Islam has rituals. Close quote. That is a non sequitur. By that logic, brushing your teeth is a ritual, opening your store is a ritual, driving to work is a ritual, greeting your neighbour is a ritual. Fine, in loose English maybe, but that proves nothing about Quranic religion. So the first ruling is this, bivalence ruling. If ritual means any repeated action, then the statement is trivial and irrelevant. If ritual means a divinely prescribed ceremonial religious form, then he must prove it. From until he does, his claim fails. Segment 2, the category trap he is using. He is playing a 3-level confusion game. Level 1, English generality. He uses ritual in the broad casual sense. Open quote, routine, repeated pattern, custom, close quote. Level 2, religious implication. Then he slides that broad sense into open quote, formal religious observance, close quote. Level 3, Quranic legislation. Then he smuggles that into open quote, therefore the Quran teaches ritual religion, close quote. That move is invalid because these are not the same thing. 1, human routine. 2, cultural ceremony. 3, religious custom. 4, divine legislation in the Quran. He treats them as one bucket. They are not one bucket. So your opening trap for Zoom is, are you using ritual to mean routine, culture, ceremony, or Quranic legislation? Pick one. If he says routine, he has left the subject of deen. If he says culture, he has left the subject of revelation. If he says religious ceremony, he must produce the Quranic legislation. If he cannot define it, he is arguing vapor. Segment 3. Deen is not religion in the loose ceremonial sense. Now the deeper foundation. The Quranic term deen is much heavier than the English word religion. In the Quran, deen carries the field of judgment, requital, debt obligation, due order, binding allegiance, law, governance, and accountability. That is why Yawm al-Din is not day of ritual. It is the day of requital, judgment, due account. So when the Quran says deen al-Haq, it is not talking about a bundle of ceremonies. It is talking about the true binding order under Allah. That is why the crucial contrast matters. Religion in common English can include custom, rite, liturgy, ceremony. Deen in Quranic usage is fundamentally binding divine order and accountability. So when somebody argues Islam has rituals because religion has rituals, he's already importing a foreign frame. The Quran does not begin with open quote, here is your ritual package, close quote. It begins with open quote, submit to Allah, obey truth, establish justice, avoid shirk, remember accountability, follow revelation, close quote. Law, allegiance, moral order, and judgment, not ceremonial religion. Segment 4. The Quran does mention acts, but that is still not proof of ritualism. This is where opponents try to escape. They say, open quote, but the Quran tells people to do things, so those things are rituals. Close quote. No, that does not follow. The Quran commands many things. Believe, spend, judge justly, speak truth, keep agreements, feed free, fight when required, migrate when required, remember Allah, read, recite revelation, stand firm, bow in humility in some contexts, prostrate in some contexts. But a command to act does not automatically become a ritual system. A ritual system requires proof of formalized sequence, prescribed words, fixed physical procedure, repeatable ceremonial structure, legislated timing as a sacred rite, binding uniformity as worship form. That is what must be proven. He has not proven that. So your next trap question is, show me where the Quran defines a ritual as a fixed ceremonial form that every believer must perform in a prescribed sequence. If he cannot produce that, then all he has is actions exist, obedience exists, remembrance exists, assembly exists, devotion exists. That still does not prove ritual religion. Segment 5. The phrase no rituals must be stated correctly. Now let us sharpen the language so nobody can play games. A careless statement is, open quote, there are no rituals at all, close quote. That is too loose in English because opponents will say, open quote, standing in line can be a ritual, daily coffee is a ritual, marriage customs are rituals, close quote. That is just wordplay. The correct, unbreakable formulation is, there is no divinely legislated ritual system in the Quran in the ceremonial liturgical sense claimed by later religion, or even tighter, the Quran does not legislate a formal ritual religion made of fixed sacred ceremonies as the essence of deen. That wording is much harder to attack because now the discussion is where it belongs. Quranic legislation, not English looseness, not anthropology, not cultural custom, not later fiqh ritualism, not inherited liturgy. Segment 6, why his argument already collapses before we even touch salah, because he said effectively, open quote, anybody who says there are no rituals in Islam is unsound-minded because rituals can mean routine. Close quote. That is already defeated. Why? Because the actual claim under dispute is not, open quote, do human beings repeat actions? Close quote. The actual claim is, open quote, does the Quran legislate religion as ritualized sacred ceremony? Close quote. So two different questions. He answered the first to avoid the second. That is evasion. So the formal ruling is his rebuttal does not the real claim. He attacked a weaker straw version, ritual any repeated action, but the real issue is ritual equals divinely mandated ceremonial worship form. He never established that from the Quran, therefore his opening is not a refutation, it is a semantic dodge. Segment 7, Quranic direction, substance over ceremony. Now we move from linguistic cleanup to Quranic weight. The Quran repeatedly drives people toward belief, truth, justice, sincerity, remembrance, gratitude, charity, covenant, loyalty, obedience to Allah, moral restraint, accountability. The emphasis is always on meaning, allegiance, and conduct, not on elaborate ceremonial choreography. That is why the Quran constantly condemns people who speak without knowledge, follow inherited ways blindly, make up religious forms, divide the deen, take authorities besides Allah, prefer names and assumptions over revealed proof. This matters because ritual systems thrive on inherited form, priestly authority, sacred habit, assumed necessity, performance over understanding. The Quran pushes the other way. Evidence, understanding, sincerity, obedience to Allah alone, truth over inherited custom. So the pressure point is this. If a ritual system is essential, the Quran must define it clearly. If it is not clearly defined, then turning it into the essence of deen is false attribution. Segment 8, the opening knockout for your Zoom. Use this exactly or nearly exactly. Open quote. Let us define the issue honestly. If by ritual you mean any repeated human activity, then eating breakfast is a ritual and your point is meaningless. But if by ritual you mean a divinely prescribed religious ceremony forming the essence of Islam, then produce it from the Quran. Show its definition, form, wording, and legal necessity. Otherwise you are confusing routine with revelation, culture with deen, and habit with divine law. Close quote. That is the clean opener.
Segment 9.
The first final ruling, the silence ruling on the ritual claim. False that the brother has proven a Quranic ritual religion. True that he relied on a semantic switch from routine to revelation. False that repetition itself proves sacred ritual legislation. True that the burden is now fully on him to define and prove ritual from the Quran. Segment 10, where we go next. The proper order from here is 1. Salah. Does the Quran define it as a ritual prayer with fixed form? 2. Deen versus religion, deeper lexical layer. 3. Spirits, what the Quran actually says and does not say. 4. Miracles, whether the Quran teaches a supernatural show framework the way people claim. Synonyms, whether the Quran uses perfect synonyms or precision through distinctions. That order will dismantle the whole package cleanly. Segment 10A, Asian. Bowing in prostration, sujud ruku'ita, Quranic plus ali data. Arabic Ali style rendering. Quran 20:18. Open quote. Alam tara anna Allah yasjudu lahu man fis samawati wa man fil ardi wash-shamsu wal qamaru wan nujum. Seest thou not that to Allah prostrates whoever is in the heavens and whoever is in the earth, and the sun and the moon and the stars. Close quote. Bivalence analysis, the sun, moon, stars are included. They do not perform physical ritual movements. Therefore, Ruling sujood prostration equals submission, compliance, alignment with Allah's command, inherently a physical ritual act. Important precision. Now we stay balanced. Humans can physically prostrate, but the Quranic meaning is broader and primary. State of submission, not ritual choreography. So, final bivalence on this point. Prostration is only physical ritual. False. Prostration fundamentally means submission, may include physical expression. True. Segment 10b. Why this matters for ritual debate. If sujood equals submission universal, non-ritual, then you cannot build a ritual system from it alone. You cannot claim fixed ceremonial posture as essence of deen. This weakens ritual salah immediately. Segment 11. Salah, the central claim. This is the main battlefield. Claim to test. Open quote, Salah in the Quran is a fixed ritual prayer with defined physical steps, close quote. We apply bivalence. Segment 11a. What must exist if Salah is ritual? If Salah were a ritual system, the Quran must provide 1. Fixed sequence, stand, bow, prostrate, etc. to required words. 3. Number of units. 4. Exact timings as ritual obligations. 5. Uniform method across all believers. Clear definition of performance. Question, does the Quran provide this? Answer, no. Not in one place, not collectively, not even close. Segment 11b. What the Quran actually shows about Salah. 1. Allah connected to authority and order. Quran 22, an open quote. الَّذِينَ إِن مَكَّنَّهُمْ فِي الْأَرْضِ أَقَامُوا الصَّلَاةَ. Those who, if we establish them in the land, establish the Salah, close quote. This is governance context, not private ritual. Salah connected to communication, proclamation. Quran 62:9, open quote, إِذَا نُودِيَ لِلصَّلَاةِ. When the call is made for the Salah, close quote, a call to assemble, not start your private ritual. Salah involves hearing revelation. Quran 4:102, open quote, فَلَا تَقُمْ طَائِفَةٌ مِّنْهُمْ مَعَكَ. Let a group stand with thee, close quote. Structured, strategic gathering, not ritual choreography. 4. Salah tied to remembrance. Quran 20:14. وَأَقِمِ الصَّلَاةَ لِذِكْرِي. Establish Salah for my remembrance. Close quote. Purpose equals remembrance, not mechanical motion. Segment 11, consistency. If Salah is a ritual, why does the Quran never define it clearly? Compare food laws detailed, inheritance detailed, contracts detailed, divorce detailed. But the supposed central ritual of Islam? No full definition, no step-by-step, no wording, no units. Bivalence ruling, Salah is a fully defined ritual system in the Quran. False. Salah is an established function tied to remembrance, assembly, authority, and communication. True. Segment 11d, linguistic core of LW. From classical usage, Salah carries meanings related to connection, following closely, support, alignment, engagement. Not inherently ritual choreography, fixed ceremonial prayer format. Segment 11e, the decisive argument, no escape. Ask him this, open quote, show me one verse where the Quran teaches the full method of Salah as a ritual with steps, wording and structure. Close quote, he cannot. Therefore, either 1, the most central act of Islam is undefined, impossible, or 2, Salah is not what he claims it is. Final ruling, Salah as ritual system equals false. Salah as functional, communal, remembrance-based establishment, true. Segment 11f, 20-second zoom strike. Open quote. If Salah is a ritual, then where is its full definition in the Quran? Not fragments, full definition. Steps, words, structure. If you cannot produce it, then you are importing ritual from outside the Quran and calling it Islam. Close quote. Segment 11, conclusion. We now have ritual claim, broken at definition level, sujood submission, not ritual base, Salah, not defined as ritual. Segment 12a, the claim to test. The brother says, the no ritual people do not believe in spirits. That has to be broken down first because it is vague. There are 2 different claims. Claim 1, the Quran uses the word ruh. Claim 2, the Quran teaches the later popular idea of independent ghost-like spirit entities as people imagine them. Those are not the same claim. So the first rule is bivalence ruling. The Quran mentions ruh, true. The Quran teaches the full later theology people attached to spirit, not proven. Segment 12b, the key verse that controls the subject. Quran 1785, open quote. وَيَسْأَلُونَكَ عَنِ الرُّوحِ قُلِ الرُّوحُ مِنْ أَمْرِ رَبِّي وَمَا أُوتِيتُم مِّنَ الْعِلْمِ إِلَّا قَلِيلًا. And they ask thee concerning the Spirit. Say, the Spirit is by my Lord's command, and of knowledge you are given but a little. Close quote. This verse is devastating to speculation. It does not define Ruh as a ghost, a floating soul person, a detachable, invisible man inside a man, a metaphysical creature for popular storytelling. It says, Al-Ruh is from the command Amma of my Lord. That means the Quran itself places restraint on people. So the correct approach is, affirm what the Quran says, stop where the Quran stops. Segment 12c, what does Min Amri Rabbi do here? The verse says, open quote, Al-Ruhu min Amri Rabbi. The Ruh is from the command of my Lord, close quote. This ties Ruh to divine command, not to folk theology. That means we cannot honestly turn Ruh into an independently described being with a full speculative doctrine unless the Quran itself does so. So if someone says, open quote, you people deny spirits, close quote, the answer is, open quote, no. We affirm Ruh exactly as the Quran speaks of it. What we deny is your extra speculation. Close quote.
That is the proper answer. Segment 12D.
Ruh in relation to revelation and support. Now we collect the Quranic usage. Quran 16 verse 2, open quote, يُنَزِّلُ الْمَلَائِكَةَ بِالْرُوحِ مِنْ أَمْرِهِ. He sends down the angels with the Spirit by his command. Quran 40:15, open quote, يُلَقِّي الْرُوحَ مِنْ أَمْرِهِ عَلَى مَنْ يَشَاءُ مِنْ عِبَادِهِ. He causes the Spirit to descend by his command on whom he pleases of his servants. Close quote. These verses connect Ruh directly with divine command, descent, revelation, communication from Allah. That already shows the problem with the brothers' framing. Because in the Quran, Ruh is not presented first as spooky metaphysics. It is presented in relation to Allah's Amar, revelation and support. Segment 12e, Ruh al-Qudus and support. Quran 2, verse 87. Open quote, وَأَيَّدْنَاهُ بِرُوحِ الْقُدْسِ, and we strengthened him with the Holy Spirit, close quote. Quran 2, though, in 53, open quote, وَأَيَّدْنَاهُ بِرُوحِ الْقُدْسِ, and we strengthened him with the Holy Spirit, close quote. Again, the function is support strengthening, not ritual theology. The Quran is consistent. Ruh is tied to Allah's command. Descent, strengthening, life-giving communication from Allah. That is very different from popular claims made in debates. Segment 12f, the Adam-Mary issue. This is where people usually get careless. Quran 15:29, open quote, فَإِذَا سَوَيْتُهُ وَنَفَخْتُ فِيهِ مِنْ رُوحِي. So when I have made him complete and breathed into him of my spirit, close quote. Quran 30:9, open quote, ثُمَّ سَوَّاهُ وَنَفَخَ فِيهِ مِنْ رُوحِي. Then he made him complete and breathed into him of his spirit, close quote. Quran 21:66-12, open quote, فَنَفَخْنَا فِيهَا مِنْ رُوحِنَا. So we breathed into her of our spirit, close quote. Now the key point, these verses do not prove that Allah is a biological father, that spirit is a male seed, that Jesus was a ghost being, that humans contain a detachable deity fragment. They prove only what they say. Allah brought about life by his command. The Ruh is linked to his command and action. Anything beyond that must be proved, not assumed. Segment 12G, the controlling Quranic discipline. The safest and strongest formulation is this. The Quran teaches, Ruh is real. Ruh is from Allah's command. Ruh is connected to revelation, support, and life by divine act. Human knowledge of it is limited. The Quran does not clearly teach a full ghost doctrine, a philosophical immortal spirit self system in the later speculative sense. The popular religious mythology people pile onto the word. So the brother's claim is sloppy. He is trying to say, open quote, if you reject my doctrine of spirit, you reject the Quran's quote. That does not follow. You can affirm every Quranic use of Ruh while rejecting his extra theology. Segment 12H, layman explanation. Say it simply like this, open quote, we do not deny that Quran speaks of Ruh. We deny your attempt to go beyond the Quran. The The Quran itself says, the ruh is from my Lord's command and you have been given but little knowledge. So the believer affirms it, but does not invent a whole metaphysical system the Quran did not define. Close quote. That is clean and hard to overturn.
Segment 12I.
The trap question for Zoom. Use this. Open quote. Do you believe 1785 restrains you from over-defining ruh? Yes or no? If yes, then stop speculating beyond the text. If no, then you are contradicting the verse itself. Close quote. That is the trap. Segment 12J, final ruling on spirits. Bivalence ruling. The Quran mentions ruh, true. The Quran commands belief in later speculative spirit theology. False. Rejecting extra speculation about ruh equals rejecting the Quran. False. The Quranic position is to affirm ruh while admitting limited knowledge. True. Segment 13. Why this hurts his whole argument. His style is the same every time. 1. He takes a Quranic term. 2. He loads later meanings into it. 3. He accuses others of denying the Quran. 4. But what they are really denying is his additionally. That is exactly what happened here with ruh. So now 2 pillars are already damaged. Rituals not proven from the Quran. Spirits overclaimed beyond the Quran. Segment 14. Transition to miracles. The next subject is important because it works the same way. He likely means, open quote, you deny miracles, therefore you deny Allah's power. Close quote. That also is a category trick. Because the real question is not, open quote, can Allah do what he wills? Close quote. The real question is, open quote, does the Quran define religion by later miracle theology the way people claim? Segment 40A, quick return, Jesus equals spirit being, claim. The claim, open quote, Jesus had no father, therefore he is a spirit being, close quote. This is a category error plus contradiction of Quranic li, the universal law, no exceptions. 42:11, open quote, فاطر السماوات والأرض جعل لكم من أنفسكم أزواجا يذرؤكم في, originator of the heavens and the earth, he made for you mates from yourselves, he multiplies you therein, close quote. Keyword, يذرؤكم, biological multiplication / procreation. Bivalence, human reproduction follows pairing, true. There is a Quranic exception for a human without pairing. Not stated, false. Segment 14C, no mate equals no child one, open quote. أَنَّ يَكُونُ لَهُ وَلَدٌ وَلَمْ تَكُنْ لَهُ صَاحِبَةٌ. How can he have a son when he has no consort? Close quote. This is a logical law. No mate, no offspring. That principle is not restricted to Allah alone. It is biological reasoning. Bivalence, offspring requires pairing. True. A child can exist with no pairing. False by Quranic logic. Segment 4D, the decisive verse, your strongest weapon. Quran 359. Open quote, Inna mathala Isa indallahi kamathali Adam. The likeness of Jesus with Allah is as the likeness of Adam. Close quote. This destroys uniqueness. Bivalence. Jesus is unique in creation. False. Jesus follows the same law as Adam. True. If Adam, in 359 context, is under the law of human formation, then Jesus is not an exception category. Segment 40E, human reality check. Quran 575, open quote, Kana ya'kulan at-ta'am, they both used to eat food, close quote. Eating food equals biological dependence. Bivalence, spirit beings eat food, false, humans eat food, true. Therefore, Jesus equals human. Segment 40F, final ruling on Jesus equals spirit being. Jesus is a spirit being, not human. False. Jesus is a biological human under universal procreation law. True. Rule language cancels biological law. False. Segment 14G, one-line knockout. Open quote, if Jesus is a spirit being, why does the Quran say he ate food? And if he is an exception, why does the Quran say his likeness is like Adam? Produce your exception, otherwise you have invented it. Close quote. Segment 15, miracles. Segment 15A, the claim to test, open quote, you deny miracles, close quote. Again, 2 meanings. 1, Allah's power to do anything. 2, religion built on supernatural spectacle narratives. These are not the same. Segment 15B, Quranic pattern, signs versus spectacle. The Quran uses ayah equals sign, not circus, spectacle, religion, magic show theology. Quran 41:53, open quote, Sanurihim ayatina fil afaq wa fi anfusihim. We will show them our signs in the horizons and within themselves, close quote. Signs, observable, reflective, intelligible. Segment 50, so the Prophet was denied spectacle miracles. Quran 17:93, they demanded rivers, gold, sky falling. Response, open quote, Kul subhana rabbi hantu illa basharan rasula, say, glory be to my Lord. Am I anything but a mortal messenger? Close quote. Quran 29:50-50, open quote, وَقَالُوا لَوْلَا أُنزِلَ عَلَيْهِ آيَاتٌ, and why are not signs sent down upon him? Open quote, أَوَلَمْ يَكْفِهِمْ أَنَّا أَنزَلْنَا عَلَيْكَ الْكِتَابِ, is it not enough that we have revealed to thee the book? Close quote. Segment 50, this is the decisive shift. The Quran replaces spectacle with revelation. Bivalence. Religion is based on supernatural displays. False. The Quran itself is the sufficient sign. True. Segment 15e, what about earlier prophets? Yes, the Quran mentions extraordinary events, but they are called ayat, signs, not a system of ongoing miracle religion. And most importantly, Quran 7:59, open quote, وَمَا مَنَعَنَا أَن نُرْسِلَ بِالْآيَاتِ إِلَّا أَن كَذَّبَ بِهَا الْأَوَّلُونَ. Nothing prevented us from sending signs except that the former people rejected them. Close quote. Segment 15f, final structure. So Allah can do anything. True. Quran does not base faith on spectacle miracles. True. Demanding miracle religion condemned. Quran itself sufficient sign. Segment 15g, layman clarity. Open quote. We do not deny Allah's power. We deny the idea that Islam is based on miracle shows. The Quran says the book is enough. If you still need spectacle, you are contradicting the Quran. Segment 15H Zoom Trap, open quote, do you accept that the Quran says the book is sufficient as a sign, 2951? If yes, then why are you building religion on miracle narratives? If no, then you reject the verse. Close quote. Segment 15, final ruling, denying miracle religion equals denying Allah, false. Quran-centered sign system replaces spectacle, true. Faith requires supernatural displays, false. Status so far, we have dismantled rituals undefined, false claim. Salah, not ritual system, false claim. Spirits overdefined, false claim. Jesus' spirit being false, miracles misframed, false. Segment 15X, is the Quran a miracle? Segment FinX-A, clarify the word first. The word miracle is not a Quranic term. The Quran uses ayah sign, bayina, clear proof. It does not build a doctrine on the word miracle. Segment 15XB, two possible meanings. When someone says, open quote, is the Quran a miracle? Close quote, they could mean two different things. Meaning one, correct, open quote, the Quran is a sign from Allah unmatched and sufficient, close quote. Meaning two, incorrect framing. Open quote, the Quran is a supernatural spectacle like magic or violation of nature, close quote. Segment Phoenix C, what the Quran actually says. Quran 29 verse 51, open quote, أَوَلَمْ يَكْفِهِمْ أَنَّا أَنزَلْنَا عَلَيْكَ الْكِتَابِ. Is it not enough that we have revealed to thee the book? Close quote. The book equals sufficient sign. Quran 1788, open quote, قُلْ لَئِنِ اجْتَمَعَتِ الْإِنسُ وَالْجِنُّ لَا يَأْتُونَ بِمِثْلِهِ. If men and jinn combined, they could not produce the like of it. Close quote. The Quran is unmatched, inimitable, unique. Segment 15XD, bivalence ruling. The Quran is a sign, ayah from Allah. True. The Quran is described as a miracle, mujiza in the text. False. Faith depends on calling it a miracle. False. The Quran is sufficient proof without spectacle. True. Segment 15XE, the precise answer, confusion. Say this, open quote, if by miracle you mean a sign from Allah that cannot be matched, then yes, the Quran is that sign. But if you mean a supernatural spectacle like magic or breaking natural law, the Quran does not present itself that way. It presents itself as guidance, proof, and a book that is sufficient. Close quote. Segment 15XF, why this shuts the door. Because now you affirm the Quran fully, you reject imported terminology, you keep the Quran's own language, ayah bina, You avoid the spectacle. Segment 15XG, 10-second Zoom response, open quote. The Quran calls itself a sign and a proof, not a miracle. If you mean an unmatched sign, then yes. If you mean a spectacle, then no. The Quran says the book itself is enough. Close quote. Segment 15X, final ruling. Quran ayah sign, true. Quran equals spectacle miracle system, false. Segment 16, synonym 16A, the claim to test. The brother says, open quote, you people believe in synonyms, close quote. What he's aiming at is this: if words are interchangeable, meanings become flexible. If meanings are flexible, you can reinterpret anything. So we must answer precisely. Segment 16B, does the Quran use true synonyms? Short answer, no, not in the way people claim. The Quran uses near meanings, overlapping concepts, contextual variation, but not identical, interchangeable words with no distinction. Segment 16C, Quranic evidence, precision, not redundancy. Quran 39:28, open quote, Qur'ana Arabiyya ghayra the urj, an Arabic Quran without any crookedness, close quote. Quran 11:1, open quote, Uhkimat ayatu thumma fussilat. Its verses are made firm and then explained in detail, close quote. Implication, if every word is precise, verses are detailed, then the Quran is not a loose synonym-based text. Segment 16D, example, key distinctions, elapsing 1, qalb versus sadr. Sadr, chest, outward capacity, qalb, inner turning, core, not identical. 2, kitab versus Quran. Kitab, written decree, Quran, recitation, not identical. The 3, Iman versus Islam, vertebra 14, open quote, قالت العرب آمنا كل لم تؤمنوا ولكن قولوا أسلمنا. The desert Arabs say, we believe. Say, you believe not, but say, we submit. Close quote. Distinction is explicit. Segment 16E, why this destroys his argument. If synonyms were interchangeable, Iman, it equals Quran, Shadr equals Qalb, but the Quran itself separates by valence ruling. The Quran uses interchangeable synonyms with no distinction, false. The Quran uses precise terms with distinct meanings, true. Segment 16F, the real trick he is trying. He wants 1, words to be flexible, 2, so meanings can shift, 3, so ritual, spirit, miracle ideas can be inserted. But the Quran locks meaning through precision plus context. Segment 16G, the decisive linguistic principle. Quranic method, same root, different forms, different meanings, same concept, different words, different angles. Not redundancy, controlled variation. Segment 16H, the trap question. Open quote, if synonyms are identical, why does the Quran distinguish Iman and Islam in 49:14? Are they the same or not? Close quote. He must choose. If same, he contradicts the verse. If different, his synonym argument collapses. Segment 16I, layman explanation. Open quote, the Quran does not waste words. Every term is placed with precision. Words may be close, but they are not identical. If you treat them as identical, you will misunderstand the book. Close quote. Segment 17, full case summary. No escape closure. We now close the entire argument. Now, some of 1, rituals, defined properly, not proven in Quran, based on routine, irrelevant. Ruling, ritual religion claim, false. 2, no full ritual definition and connected to remembrance, assembly, authority. Ruling, ritual prayer system, false. 3, sujood bowing includes sun, moon, stars, therefore not purely physical ritual. Ruling, submission meaning, true. Spirits, ru. Affirmed but restricted knowledge, 1785, linked to command, not speculation. Ruling, extra theology, false. Number 5, Jesus equals spirit being, 8, food, 575, not unique, 1359, law of pairing, 42, 11, 6 to 1 and 1. Ruling, spirit being claim, false, false. 6, miracles, Quran equals sufficient sign, not spectacle religion. Ruling, miracle theology, false. 7, synonyms, words are precise, not interchangeable. Ruling, loose synonym theory, false. Segment 18, final 30-second knockout. Open quote, you built your entire argument on undefined terms, ritual, spirit, miracle, and then attacked people based on those definitions. But when we return to the Quran, none of your claims hold. The Quran does not define ritual religion, does not define salah as a fixed ceremony, restricts knowledge of ruh, replaces spectacle with the book as the sign, and uses precise language, not interchangeable synonyms. So what you are defending is not the Quran, it is what you brought into it. Close quote. Segment 19. Final bivalence verdict. His argument equals false. Quranic position equals established. Burden of proof equals unmet by him. Your position textually grounded. Decide the number 19, Quranic position only. Segment S1, what the Quran actually says. Quran 74:30, open quote. Alayha tisata ashara, over it are 19, close quote. Open quote. وَمَا جَعَلْنَا أَصْحَابَ النَّارِ إِلَّا مَلَائِكَةً وَمَا جَعَلْنَا رِدَّتَهُمْ إِلَّا فِتْنَةً. And we have made none but angels, the keepers of the fire, and we have made their number only a trial. Close quote. Segment S2, what 19 is by the text. From the verses themselves, it is the number of the keepers of the fire. It is explicitly called a fitna, trial, test. Segment S3, what the test is about. The verse explains the purpose: to test those who disbelieve, to increase the certainty of those given the book, to remove doubt for believers, and to expose those with disease in their hearts.
Segment F.
S4, what the Quran does not say. The Quran does not say, build a numerical code religion on 19, use 19 as a system to validate or invalidate verses, derive hidden laws through numerical patterns. Base faith on mathematical structures. Segment S5, bivalence ruling. 19 is mentioned in the Quran, true. 19 is a test, fit, true. 19 is a divine numerical code system for religion, not stated, false. We are required to build doctrine on 19, false. Segment S6, the decisive principle. The Quran itself tells you how to treat it. Open quote. We made their number only as a trial. Close quote. That means it is not a foundation of it is a point of testing reaction.
Segment S7.
The correct response to the question. Say this clearly. Open quote. The Quran mentions the number 19 as the number of the keepers of the fire and says it is a test. Beyond that, the Quran does not assign it any system or doctrine, so we affirm it as stated and we do not go beyond what the Quran says. Close quote. Segment S8. Why this protects you? Because now you affirm the verse, reject speculation, stay within Quranic limits, avoid numerology traps. Segment S9, 10-second layman answer. Open quote. 19 is mentioned in the Quran as a number connected to the keepers of the fire, and the Quran says it is a test. It does not tell us to build a system on it, so we don't go beyond that. Close quote. Final close. Hamza. Thread complete, no loose ends, every claim addressed, sidebar sealed.
The truth matters, I leave the booth in tatters, like the false claimers of guidance, we some mad hatters. Bring your evidence like the Quran states, it's brother Hamza and he ain't new to debates. You can use Zoom if you wanna challenge your question, or listen to the presentation and learn a lesson from the Quran. It's fully detailed and complete. Allah blessed us